Hey there, everyone. Hitesh here, and welcome to another Saturday Live. And again, just a quick announcement. Yes, I try to go live every single Saturday if I get enough of the time. And another cheers for the hot tea this time. This is not iced tea, and it's really, really hot. Ooh. Okay, so lots of people have joined up already. Hey, Molly, how is going on for you? Hey, Dev137 and Shakir Vlog. Do you vlog? I would love to watch that. Suman, hi sir, how's it going on? And we're gonna wait for a few minutes so that people can show up. And there we go. Okay, so looks like YouTube has sent some of the notification, and we'll start taking up the questions. We'll try to have a chit chat, regular friendly updates, and all this fun stuff that's gonna be going up. Nothing much agenda here. We're gonna just drive this live as you like, and we're gonna have small chit chat and discussions. And some of you might be joined with me on the Instagram as well. You might be getting a lots of good updates. For the people who are just only on YouTube, they will get a little bit there. Where's your iced tea? Surya, here's our iced tea. It's not ice actually, it's now hot tea. The weather is getting really cold, not so much cold, but yeah, it's trying to get cold. So I don't want to get my throat all messed up. So that's why we are having it. We have changed it from cold tea to iced tea. Okay, Mr. Who knows here, sir. Remember my name? Okay, so yes, I remember a lot of you guys. What's the scope of IoT? A lot of scope is there of IoT. Unfortunately or fortunately, that's not my forte, and that's not where my things are going on. Where are your specs? My specs are just right there. Don't need it right now. I haven't spent much of the time on computer today because it's all good. Cold tea to hot tea. Yes, actually, I keep on fluctuating from hot tea to cold tea, but always it's the same flavor. It's the same lemon tea that I prefer. Sometimes I prefer it cold. Sometimes I prefer it a bit on hot side. Instagram Live. We haven't done actually Insta Live in a while. I didn't got much of the time to do it. I wanted to do it, but again, things have been going a bit busy these days. Talk in Hindi. I have no problem in talking Hindi or as many languages as I know. But the problem is that most of the audience are from the southern part of the country and from the eastern part of the country as well, and they are not that much good in Hindi. And what's the point of having a live if most people cannot actually have it? Reason behind only one video in Hindi. Actually, it's not like really I have posted just one video. There are so much of my content in Hindi. It's not just mainstream. The mainstream content is in English that gets more popular and stuff like that. Okay. Scope of Flutter, very much. It's getting really, really popular, especially in the last couple of months. I've seen a few people going on with that. And just now, my dad was discussing one of the thing with me that one guy who went from Bangalore back to his home village and they were having this crop. A fruit was there and they were not able to sell it through the general ways, just like they do. So he helped one of his friend in designing an app which was built in Flutter and stuff, and he was able to sell all of his area crop just via that app, and that was created within 3 days in Flutter, and it worked really nicely for them. So my point is, it's not really the point of knowing or building it in Flutter or React Native or core Android. As long as it's serving its purpose, that's the main agenda. That's what it is doing. Okay. Do you okay? Santosh Kumar Bala says, "Do you know Telugu?" I wish I was taught Telugu and Tamil uh, in my school days. Unfortunately, no. I would have enjoyed learning much more if I had more languages, especially a couple of languages which I think I can pick up easily. Marathi and Gujarati, I would have picked them easily. They are very close to my native language, Marwari, and I think Telugu would be fun to learn. I wish I could learn that. Okay. And please, once I answered your question, like I have answered the IoT questions, you don't need to post it again and again. Post something different, something interesting, so that we can keep on doing it. Okay, backend with Django will be better choice. Again, it depends. For me, they just means the same. Surely the development in Django is a little bit faster compared to Node.js. But again, they have their own limitations in Django. but in the Node, my preferred way is actually Node, but surely Django is like ridiculously fast going on with that. Okay, so can we expect some videos on RabbitMQ? Not so soon. I'm not much into it. I had to study it, so I have to study it. Okay, sir, is front-end development worth learning in 2020-21? I think it's worth learning at any given point of time. Now, surely a lot of you might be thinking that, hey, there are these builders now, we can build all of these things in Builder. But the problem is the builder actually are running your front-end code through some advanced ways. And without having those front-end developer, these builders are even not possible. So core programming is always a necessity, and knowing how good you can build up some of the front end web work, core HTML, CSS, it's an unmatchable skill. It's an unreplaceable skill. So you got to learn this. I know it's presently, if I would be honest to you, in the current time, if somebody had to learn HTML and CSS, it's the toughest thing of all, because it's not like the content is tough in itself. It's tough because you already know its bits and pieces. And as I always say, it's easier to paint on an empty canvas, but it's the toughest job to paint on a canvas which is half filled already. And that's the problem with HTML and CSS. Most people know bits and pieces of it. They're comfortable that, yeah, I know it, but they cannot build stuff in that, and that's the biggest issue while teaching this HTML, CSS, and while learning the HTML and CSS as well. Okay, quite a detailed answer, isn't it? A story of your programming life. Nothing much of a story, I just love it. Turn on the slow mode. Actually, slow mode works only in the mobile. Here they don't give me the slow mode or anything on the web. Actually, I go live from the web and all of that. So yeah, I'm trying to read. I'm trying to read. Okay, please define thread. It just is a thread is a sequence. Probably that's the easiest one I can answer. C++ worth learning in 2020? Yes, of course. Haven't you heard about my course yet? C++? It just is, I think it's 299 or 399 or something. Muthu Kumar says, okay, thank you so much. Advanced happy birthday, Hitesh sir, from your student, Muthu Wali. Thank you so much. And yes, I do really appreciate that you remembered that. And thank you so much for a big super chat. I appreciate that. Uh, Cheers. Hmm, still very hot. I got only 1 point after sharing LCOY. The problem which we happened, actually, we closed down the entirety of the system because just after the rolling out of the video, people started misusing. A lot of fake accounts were coming up. So for a limited period of time, probably for 1 or 2 hours, we actually stopped the entire sharing system. Then we reinitiated it. Now what you get is 2 points on the new sign up. If you invite any new user, he gets, you and both of you actually gets 2 points now, or two referral points. And once the user buy it, then you get 100 credit points, and 100 credit points means 100 rupees equivalent, and you can use them. So now we have reduced the sign up bonus, but we have actually kept the bonus of purchasing at the same, so you can actually enjoy that. So yes, now it's stable, and we have seen so many of the fake accounts now. We are working to reduce down these fake accounts on our website. Hopefully, very soon we'll be doing it. I am 13. I'm not going to read it further because, there's no point of reading the questions when people say, I'm 42, I'm 13. I didn't ask for your age, and I think there is no point of feeling proud or feeling ashamed with your age. Age is just a number. So if you are saying that I'm 13 and I'm doing so much good, I don't really care. If you're saying I'm 42 and I'm doing this much of the stuff, I don't really care. So here's my point. I don't get impressed when you say I am 13 and I'm writing code. I get impressed when you say I've been writing code for 13 years. That's when you impress me. And I've built so much of that stuff. That's when you impress me. So it's completely a wastage if you're going to say that I'm 13. There's a super chat by Onkar, and he says, hello, sir. I'm your big fan. Thank you so much. I'm also your fan. Which backend technology to choose? Java, Python, Node for better job opportunities. Thank you. Cheers. I would say that Currently, if you want to work in a startup based companies, which are very easy to crack down job compared to the companies which are already well established, Node would be my ideal choice. And some of the startups even are working on Python based and Django stuff, but majority is still on the Node based environment in the startup world. And if you want to work in a job in a company which is already well established, like hell of a lot of establishment, then Java would be the choice. So again, okay. There's another super chat, and let's answer Anup Agarwal. Hey Anup, how's it going on? I see all of your messages on Instagram, and I always check them out. Sometimes I don't reply, but again, I check them all of it. Okay, how to decide tech stack based on the type of project, on which parameter to decide the tech to work on if one have knowledge of different languages. See, this is one of my paid gig that I do in finding out for the startups and the companies and established companies, if they are doing new project, that which tech stack is going to be best for you based on your team knowledge as well as what you really want to achieve. That's one of my paid service that I offer, and it's not something that's going to come to you like in the very first couple of days. It took me years and years of experience to figure it out, that which one is going to be best, which is going to be future proof, and what parameters I choose. I would like to keep them to me only, because that's one of my paid service and paid job that I do, as in the professional career. And but what I can say is it all depends. The majority of the parameter is how much is it going to cost on the server side, because that's the most expensive thing. Because I don't really focus much on what your team actually knows currently, because your team might be excellent in Java, but it's not going to take them much to move into Python or JavaScript. It's going to be just a couple of months. That expense is bearable. Or even if you have to hire the entirety of the new team, that expense is still bearable. But if the expense goes really high in the server, that's a recurring cost, and it's going to keep on costing a lot. So I make sure that it doesn't cost much there, and that's one of the parameter. Again, I have multiple parameters on which I prepare the entire PPTs and entire graphs and charts, and that's what I do as a paid service, and majority of the reason why I travel the world. Okay, so let's go ahead and pick up more. Next, any plan for new course? Yes, there is always something cooking up. Okay, there's a super chat by Abhimanyu. Thanks for the new Django React course. It's gonna drop out on YouTube a little bit late, probably tomorrow. And yeah, by the way, the prices are going to be going up tomorrow, as I promised on the Insta. As soon as I release it out on YouTube, the price will go up. But again, it's going to be still affordable. It's not going to go like thousands and thousands, 5,000, 10,000 rupees. Still going to be affordable, but a little bit more than regular. But again, content is top notch. Opinion on Udemy. Okay, interesting. See, what Udemy is pioneer in the game, and there is so much you can learn from the pioneer. A lot of people think that Udemy is the competition. I don't think so. Udemy can never be a competition if you are working at least like me, who is one man army doing all the courses on himself. We are just an instructor. We create the products, and Udemy is a marketplace. But Udemy is a pioneer from which we can learn so much of that, like how the player should be managed, how the student data works, how the entire industry is shifting, what should be the benchmark of doing the things. There's just so much to learn from them as a company, of course, and what not to do as well, because their coupon game actually was a punch in the face to them. That didn't work out well for them. Now they have lowered the quality of all the courses. The pricing is at rock bottom. So that's the one thing you can learn, even that don't do that, don't do coupons, which I follow a lot. And apart from that, it's a good place, but it's so much of the noise in the Udemy that it's becoming almost like YouTube. Lots of good content, but figuring out where the good content is the most difficult job in the Udemy. And of course, there are some good courses on music, good courses on coding as well, good courses on uh, design. There's almost everywhere. But again, the point is the noise. It's too much. And again, on top of that, it's too much hard to provide some services and stuff like that. Next plan for new course at 199. The days of 199 is all gone, my friend. It's all done. We are done with the 199 stuff. It was a temporary thing for the COVID-19, and that's almost unlocked now. So that is all done. That's all gone. So don't expect 199 and expect the 199 price to go away soon from all of the courses. That's all I can share update as of now. When that's going to be dependent on what I'm thinking and what I'm trying to planning. But again, no future courses in 199. That's not going to happen. Bit to terabyte. That's a nice name. How to start UI UX learning. I am actually already learning it from last couple of years, over 2 years. I've been learning the user interface, user experience, as well as how to build them in Adobe XD. I was thinking to start it from today, but not today. Actually, there will be a hurdle. So if you want to follow me up on these user interface and all of these things, I will start posting stories from this week, the next upcoming week, and I'll post daily something interesting on the Instagram in the stories, and probably an interface for a new app, fictitious, of course, new app for admin interface, and you're going to be learning so much. Just try to replicate what I'm doing there, and you're going to enjoy that so much. And it's going to teach me a lot. And I'm going to be sharing everything that I've learned over the 2 years. I'm not having much of the high-end experience in that, but that will be a great starting point. If you want to get started, I think just create an account on Dribble and follow some of the top-notch people there. They have so much of the experience and so much of the idea. Like, I don't think any course can actually even teach that much. Surely I'll create a course in the future, but I think the best way to do it is having a look on the Dribble accounts. So much they are able to do it in the user experience, user design. And in fact, I take a lot of inspiration in designing my thumbnails of YouTube, designing my course picture, even the architecture. So that's the one thing I would say. What's that book, Cracking the Coding Interview? That was actually one of the project which failed up. It was something that we were planning out, didn't work out. What you see, the courses that comes out, a lot of them actually don't see the light of the day. They are just always in my hard disk because I think they are not really worth it, and I don't upload them. I want to start my consulting company. How can I get projects for my company? Grabbing the projects and getting the client, that's the most trickiest thing. Hmm. Not only the trickiest thing, that's the most expensive thing. Acquiring the client acquisition. And that's why people spend hundreds and thousands of dollars on advertisement. You guys all are here on this YouTube channel, but still on top of that, I spend a huge amount in advertising, Learn Code Online, and other businesses too. So the most expensive thing is grabbing the new client and spreading the word around. That's the most difficult thing. There is no book or no recipe for doing it. GPT-3. Okay, let's address the elephant here. Recipe for my iced tea. I'll surely upload a video, probably in the Peter McKinnon style, not up to that mark, but yeah, whatever I can do. At least I got a few camera here. You know, these are the latest run and gun that we are shooting up. See this? This guy is heavy. Probably we can do some justice onto the iced tea recipe. But again, let's go ahead and talk about the GPT-3. Okay, I am planning to make a video on the GPT-3. The problem is the things are too much hyped as they come out. No, nobody's taking developers' job. Nobody's taking your coding job. The self-driving cars are also here. Doesn't mean we are emptying out the offices of DMV, the driving motor vehicle. These licenses are not going away because the auto self-driving cars are here. Similar to that, GPT-3 is here. Doesn't mean it's gonna write all the things. It's still garbage. It just works in a very controlled condition. So yeah, sir, my super chat, please check out. I'm trying my best. If the chat doesn't hang out, it's super hard for me to look at. Flutter versus native. Okay, your plan for LCO merchandise. The merchandise thing actually got a punch in the face, honestly, in 2020. Okay, there's a super chat by Deepak HP. Thank you so much, but no question. But I really appreciate your support as well. So I wanted to have merchandise. In fact, there was a plan. Okay, there's a super chat. Sir, I'm a big fan of you. Thank you. I have completed your front end, Bootstrap, and PHP courses. I want to become full-fledged freelancer. Kindly suggest me the roadmap. You're already on a good roadmap already. If you want to have a little bit fast pace of that, then probably you should learn WordPress. But the pay is going to be like really terrible in that territory. Why don't you give it a try to my Mern course, which is just 199. I don't know how long, probably just a couple of days more. But I think after the Mern course or the latest Django React course, you will be able to do all of the project which are usually there in the freelancing world. In the freelancing world, the most common projects are developing an e-commerce application, and both of the courses, the Mern and the Django one, gives you the entire e-commerce application. So I think that will give you a great higher ground in standing where you can develop the entire e-commerce application for user with admin panel and user authentication and everything. That will give you a really great start in the freelancing world. And after that, you can have a couple of your portfolios, couple of e-commerce website and couple of front-end website and landing pages, and you're ready to go. I think that's it. You just are 1 or 2 courses away. That's it. And you can start earning from that. In fact, some of the user who messaged me up on Instagram, they said, after taking your Mern course in 199 rupees, we were able to do a freelancing job of 19,000 rupees. Surely it's worth advertising, but I don't go that way. But surely I think you will be easily able to crack these freelancing jobs and stuff. Okay, so okay, Yash says, yeah, I also follow Peter too. He's amazing. Yes, I follow lots of photographers and amazing people. Okay, Raj Kavankar says, hello, sir. Can you suggest me a structured path for OSCP? I'm starting to learn Python. Should I pause a JS series and continue it? Just takes 15 minutes. No, you should not stop taking the JS series because just in 10 to 15 minutes a day, you are learning a new skill, which is unmatchable. You're watching this live, you probably will spend 15 minutes here, probably more than that. So don't stop that. That's the one skill you can grab. And I think those people who are missing and are thinking like, I'll do it once the series finish, it's a high chance that they will never do it. But all those people who are following it every day will be able to just end of the day will be say, yeah, now we know JavaScript, one more skill in the bag. So for the OSCP, first and foremost, it's going to be tough. I did my OSCP like years and years ago, probably like in the early days of when the Kali Linux was getting launched. But anyways, it's going to be a tough exam. The OSCP is comparatively easy than VFU and other exams. You will definitely need bits and pieces of Python skills, but you will majorly be needing your Metasploit skills as long as you are like top notch in the Metasploit game. I think you're going to do great. But programming wise, there are not much question in programming in OSCP. It's more over like exploitable, how to exploit and stuff. And these skills are more required in OSCP. So yeah, that's what I can say. Okay, iPad or iPhone. Okay, this seems interesting. iPad or iPhone must for learning iOS development. Which iPad and have MacBook? No, you don't need iPhone to build iOS application. You definitely need MacBook or something Mac OS to write your code, but to test your application, no. I rolled out my very first application when I was not having iPhone. So yeah, that's the fact. You don't need iPhone or iPad. There's a super chat. Which platform is best to apply for intern? I honestly have no idea. I've seen a couple of videos about internships. Joshua actually rolled out a couple of nice videos on the internship. Uh, but again, what can I say? My courses are just 199. So how much should I charge to provide an internship on that? Again, I don't know on this one, but yeah, those were actually the funny videos. But again, that's the fact. And to be honest, the pricing, don't expect these jobs and internship in India, Bangladesh, and Pakistan to be as high standard as compared to in America and Canada. They're going to be way, way lower because the living cost is much, much lower in here. Like anybody can survive here, like the basic course survive in just $200. Like some people even get start their jobs and stuff in less than $200, and over the time they earn a lot and probably gets $1,000 per month after that. So again, people who have traveled in those countries, they know the difference between the pricing of here and what's going to be the salary and wages. So I'm not saying he is totally wrong on that side. Definitely was a great video, enjoyed a lot. But there is a difference between the living style and the living standard here, and you understand it once you actually visit there. Like what I see is the minimum and low wage. If you go to Vietnam, the life is much more easier to live there. Like definitely not easier would be great word, but in less amount of money I can spend my time in Vietnam. So again, it's all a cultural difference, but that was a great video. Can you do a video on WebGL game development? No plan of that anytime soon. Sorry, but Rupesh, there is no plan of doing WebGL and game development as of now because so much of the backlog is there in the core development, web and mobile is there. And then we have other plans as well. Apurv, which language is good with MongoDB for CRM design? JS, JavaScript, all the way long. Like you won't even feel a friction if you're using JavaScript with MongoDB. Although MongoDB is fully compatible with C++, even Python, there is no issue in that. But I think with JavaScript, I don't even feel slightest of the friction, and that's the smoothest way to go for. And that is the reason why this Mern is so much popular because everything is in JavaScript, so frictionless work that goes on. Okay, Praveen Kumar Reddy, thank you so much for the super chat. And now let's go ahead and take some of the other question as well. This live is actually super fun. I wish YouTube could bring a feature where people can do super chat and I can allow them from here to ask question directly, have a chit chat. I wish that was allowed here. What business you do? You probably might want to say businesses because you don't travel 31 countries with just one business. So yeah, I do multiple of the businesses. Some people know about my couple of companies that we work on. Some people are not aware of it. As long as not most people are aware of entirety of what I do, that's good. That's okay. But yes, I don't keep all of my eggs in one basket, and I don't really care if YouTube shut down tomorrow. So yeah, that's for you. Please explain webhooks. Okay. Probably the easiest way I can explain the webhooks, and this is going to be important for you as well. Okay, let's take the example of payment gateway because that's where you implement the hooks quite a lot. So sometimes when you make a payment, then what happens is from your side, the payment is deducted, but on the other side, payment is not yet reached. And eventually, after some times, probably 2 or 3 hours or 5 hours, since that payment was authorized, that signal get transferred on the other system. And if the hook was implemented there successfully, as soon as we receive a signal of authorized, we can run some of the code. So basically, as soon as something is changed, an event is triggered, and that event can either capture the payment, can assign you some courses and stuff like that. So hooks basically are based on an event which might happen in the future, might not happen in the future. There's a huge difference between the hooks and promises because promises, it eventually has a certain time and it's going to be going like good or bad. Hooks are different. Hooks are way different. Probably the payment from failure to authorization may change after 1 day. Sometimes it has happened. So if the hooks are properly configured there, then you can do it. Again, I know this is a bit vague there. Okay, Abhijit says, good evening, sir. Good evening, Abhijit. How are you? You have a very nice name. One of the very famous and my favorite singer. Not like too favorite, but yeah. What are the companies for getting the front end job, and what are the roadmap for getting selected as a front end developer? The basic minimum requirement when you can call yourself as a front end developer, I would say you have classic knowledge of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, and one framework. The one framework should be React, probably, but not compulsory. You can use Vue as well, but at least you need one of the framework which is front end friendly. Once you are that, then you can call yourself as a front-end developer, and almost every company is looking for these kind of front-end developer. Every startup, well-established companies, companies which are revamping their stuff for the modern era, these are all looking for the front-end developers. But make sure you provide that, yes, I'm a front-end developer with the knowledge of handling APIs, React and Vue and something like that, then you should be. And there are a lot of companies. I think Razorpay is also hiring, and I noticed Instamojo is also hiring, and a couple of other companies were also hiring, but yeah, they are all on tight budget. Okay. Please tell me why I'm saying error LYST002 and LCO. Sometimes it happens because of the server configuration and stuff, but again, it's not really permanent. If you're facing that, just report that as a technical issue. The team will do it really fast, so no problem in that. Okay, Subramanya, how about the salary package for Flutter app developer currently? Salary package actually depends very. and heavily on where you are living. Like the salary that you'll be getting if you are in, let's say, a state like Uttar Pradesh, Rajasthan, and Madhya Pradesh, their salaries are definitely going to be lower, like less than half than what you'll be getting in Bangalore and Chennai and Hyderabad too, because they are expensive cities compared to that. So India is a very diverse country, and there I expect that a beginner might easily in the Bangalore side might easily get like 7 to 8 easily in the getting started phase. But again, it depends on your skill, how much you are skilled. It's not just about the Flutter knowledge, it's the overall experience of app development you are having and more code that you have written. Some people have even bagged the package of 15. Yes, and I know them because they learned everything from LCO. Sir, will I be able to automate my Excel if I learn your Python course? I'm also a part of the stock trader. I need some data points to record every day from NSE. I think it should be easy. Definitely, that exact thing is not covered in my course, but my course on Python, along with some of the stuff that I've openly mentioned on YouTube, like freely on the web scraping and stuff, you will definitely be needing to learn a little bit more on that, but surely doable. Surely doable. The only problem is the NSE data actually fluctuates a lot, like crazily, and you're going to need a lot of server power to fetch those data again and again and keep on the cron jobs so that it can feed on the data. So again, it's going to be expensive on computing, but surely doable. Surely doable. Sir, career and job role after learning DSA and doing some competitive programming also suggest me some projects to showcase. If you have done just the DSA and competitive programming, I think you are aiming for the companies like Google or something, and that's going to be even tough because in the final round of interview, you talk about, hey, what you have built so far, what is the project that you have built, what are the problems that you have faced in the project. So without the projects, they're going to say, okay, another guy who knows just the DSA, haven't spent like even a month on building something. It's really tough to be getting a job in that case. But if your goal is with the DSA and competitive, probably you're targeting for the FANG. But again, it's going to be difficult without the project. Don't do that mistake again, because reaching up at that point and then realizing that I don't even have one good project in my bag, I cannot impress them, you're going to be seeing the door, my friend, and not a good way. Don't do that to yourself. Competitive programming, DSA are important, but equally important and probably 10% more is your project work. If you don't have skills, because what you'll be doing after sitting in the Google's headquarter or maybe whatever office, you won't be surviving long. So again, have balance between the CP, DSA, and the actual work. Manpreet Singh, .NET in 2020. Yep, all thumbs up. Go for it. The upper part of the country is entirely on .NET and PHP. PHP is actually all over the globe. Shouldn't include PHP there. It's everywhere. Even though it's not really that popular compared to Node and stuff, now it's good. Remote or in-office job, which one to prefer? I prefer, depends on campus, but I prefer remote mostly. It gives me more freedom. So reduce the price on ML Bootcamp. No, that's not going to happen. Never. Once the prices are up or whatever the price are, they never go down. They may go up, but they never go down. Whatever the price is, they are fixed. Don't expect me to be Udemy to serve all the courses at $10, regardless of the quality and the value. I don't do that. I don't play that game. Angular 10, your thoughts? I built up the Angular course, and after like 2 months or 3 months, they rolled out the Angular 10. But luckily, there was not much of the change. In fact, no change at all. You won't be realizing that there is even a change. A few of the new elements, like date elements and time elements, are newly introduced, so that's great. And majority of the changes are under the hood, so you don't even change the code. Majority, like 80 to 90% of the things went under the hood. So if you're taking my or anybody else's course on Angular 9, it's all good. It's rock solid. You don't need to worry too much on the Angular 10 part of it. Okay. Sir, do you have AI course? I have a course on data science and machine learning, and from there you can move forward in the same path of AI, of deep learning and stuff. As of now, there is no plan of doing it full-fledgedly because I enjoy more of the things when things are in front of me, whatever I have developed. AI and deep learning and machine learning, they are moreover a research-based field where you learn the techniques, but there is no rock solid outcome. You can call them as project if you want to, like analyzing the data set and everything. You can call them project, but you haven't done actually anything which can reach to the mass audience. Okay, here's something which is Pranab is sharing, and I think that's really, really great that you are sharing that, and we can learn a lot here. So remember what he's saying. So Pranab, thank you so much for super chat and highlighting this. It says, I got rejected in an interview for Vue.js. The Vue part was good, but not able to answer questions on core JavaScript concepts like prototype and closure. And this, I think they have rejected you for right reason. And I think they have done you a favor by rejecting you. Their company might be facing a lot of trouble with you, and you will also face a lot of trouble in that company, because right now is not a good time for you to apply a job if your core foundation of JavaScript is weak. You might be excellent thriving in Vue or React or anything until unless you know the core foundation of programming. The problem right now that everybody is facing in programming world is either people don't come out of these basic core concepts, they never go into the project stage, or if the people who are in the project stage, some of them don't know even the base core foundation of language. So I have good news is I have covered all of this in my JavaScript series, a prototype, closure, and even a lot more, even handling the API too. And the playlist is public now, so you can see that how many videos are going to be coming up. But again, one video a day, not on Sunday. So you can actually learn all of that in my JavaScript series. And I can guarantee you after that you can crack this interview. And that series is totally free, no charge for that. And I can guarantee that, really, that if you have cracked down the Vue part on your own, the JavaScript part, I can handle that. Rupesh says, thank you so much for your reply, sir. Your JavaScript course is so good. Thank you so much. And this course is going to get just started from the next Monday because the basics are all over and now we're going to get there. And yes, of course, I want to address this one more thing. A lot of people are just complaining on don't use the war keyword, use the let keyword. It's 2020. And I think those people are the ones exactly who are going to fail in the interview because they know Vue, but they don't know the JavaScript. Let me be very clear. Let keyword is not the alternate or the replacement of the war keyword. It's not like that. It's not like that is 2020, so you should use the let keyword everywhere. That is probably the biggest stupidness that anybody can do right now. Surely, it can be used as an alternative, but it's not compulsory. War keyword is still very rock solid. If you want to use the window component or the global object, war is still there, but I cannot discuss that right now. You have no idea that how this is going to work out until unless you know about the scope, the closures and stuff, and then only we can discuss that. How do I know that? I've already recorded the videos on that. It's gonna come up very soon. I'm not making the videos now on JavaScript. They are already there. I'm busy in something else. So for all those people who are still saying, "Oh, why are you using the war keyword and let keyword?" Come on, just stay shut up there. Keep on enjoying that. My other series already there. You can learn there. Enjoy the stuff. Don't get too much panic. What are your views on Dhruv Rathi? I don't have views for any other YouTuber, any other like political party, any YouTuber. I don't have views for anybody. I'm just a regular viewer, just like you, enjoying my iced tea and hot tea, watching the content, and that's it. I don't really care. I don't get involved. If I like it, I watch the entire video. If I don't, I just leave. Okay, after taking your Django plus React course, I was thinking, would you recommend making LCO with Django? That would be difficult because handling the videos and stuff and generating thumbnails, it's another nightmare, but we can try. That's a nice thought, actually. Gaurav Kapoor. Okay, Gaurav Kapoor vlogs. What are you drinking, Hitesh? By the way, a big shout out to Gaurav. Again, we got this as beer in his show, but that was also iced tea. But again, a big shout out to Gaurav Kapoor and his shows. They are fantastic shows. If you haven't seen them yet, I'm thinking to join up one more. I have seen the content, but I'm thinking to join one more because it's so much of the good time. So yes, I'll be joining again. If you haven't subscribed to his channel, so although he is a big guy than me, so you might have already seen him. He's way big than me. But again, a big shout out to Gaurav Kapoor. He's very funny. I follow him on Insta too. So okay. Naveen God says, "Hello Tesh, how about Golang? I'm a .NET guy. I am desperate on Golang and Rust. Thanks. I'll try to make videos on Golang and probably a full series. It's a good idea to go on Golang. I got busy in the C++. That's why I didn't had it. Okay, I was a little bit surprised with Gaurav that he was watching this. Although we are not talking anything about the Gaurav, but yeah, he's a great guy. I actually am a big fan of all these comedians. I watch them a lot. And probably if you will wish, if you'll message him and me enough on and tag me on the stories, we probably can do an Insta live and that too in Hindi. Yeah, if you wish, we can do it. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to another question. Possibility to create a top-notch e-commerce website only using JavaScript without knowing HTML and CSS. Don't carry extra burden, but if request will learn it. I think that's not possible. Like you cannot just do everything in JavaScript. HTML, CSS are still core foundation of web. No, you cannot do it. You cannot do it. You will either write it or you will generate it somehow. Browser still understands the HTML. How we generate it, how we manipulate it, that's up to us, but it's still the browser. Okay, there's going to be lots of super chat going on, so I might miss a few. I tried React, but tough to understand. Should I learn first JavaScript in the deep and guide me to learn React? Um, I think you should first finish up my JavaScript series. Not the current one which we are doing. There is already a free series on my website and on YouTube, so you can try that. And then only you should go for React. React initially can be a bit tough and challenging for that. There are a lot of super chats coming up. A bit thank you for Inevitable JS course in YouTube. I can not to brag, but it's one of the finest series on the JavaScript that I've tried to make, and you're going to enjoy that a lot. And thank you so much for the support. I really appreciate that. Rakesh Sharma, is the scope of penetration testing too much? And it's getting better there. But again, stay cautious because I didn't want to share it, but it can lead you in trouble as well. If you're going to be using like fake credit cards, or if you're doing anything like that, it can give you in trouble. Recently, we have seen one. Okay. Hello, Tesh. What is your opinion on Python performance in Spark 3? I don't want to learn Scala. Want to learn Spark through Python only. To be honest, I don't have much of the experience in Spark. I never worked extensively on that. I've just seen a couple of videos and stuff like that. I don't have like first-hand experience on Spark, so I think I'm not the best one to guide you on that. Probably somebody else or some YouTuber, another YouTuber might guide you better on that. I just don't want to ramble around the world on the things where I don't have my expertise. So thank you so much for super chat, but I'm not really your best guy to give you more guidance on the Spark 3. I have no idea. Sorry. But it's actually better to be honest than just randomly rumbling about the things and showing that yeah, I know everything. I have near to zero experience in Spark, so don't take my words on that. If I say good or bad, I don't think so. It's worth it. Okay. Urban say Ariban says no. Anirban says sorry. I said your name wrong. My bad. I apologize. So Anirban says I think you're from Bengal. Hello, sir. I am Anirban. I am new in programming. I want to know that does CSS is required for Android app development? No, zero. It's required zero for that. Okay, so you don't need CSS, but I think if you have core foundational knowledge of HTML and CSS, it helps you in every aspect of designing beautiful apps, not just in Android, but in React Native and Flutter and almost everywhere. It gives you enough of the idea about how the elements are going to look on the screen, what color to prefer, how the button is going to look like, what's the clicking properties on the button. So it gives you a decent idea, but 100% you don't need it in the uh, core Android. Opinion on Firebase. Firebase is one of the best thing that happened to the programmers. So much easy to learn, so much good to get confidence and stuff like that. Okay. Rogue George says, is that beer, Hitesh? Why would I drink beer in this much of a small glass? I visited Germany. I know how that glass looks like. I have visited Poland. So those are the glasses. This is just a tea. Ah, not a good glass for a beer. Uh, what do you prefer, React or Flutter? React. Again, you asked for my preference. Don't ask me why, what, and stuff. I have preference, just like over coffee, tea. Yeah, all the time tea. Missing gym? No, not missing it because gym is at my home. In case I haven't actually posted any story and stuff like that, but I am having my own gym now at in my room. So yeah, this is studio. The another room got converted into a full-fledged gym, the workout temple. Okay, mean versus Mern in 2025. I don't know if I live in 2025, if all of us will live in 2025. And seeing the speed of 2020, I don't know what's going to happen in 2025. What do you think about Carrie Minati? I haven't watched much of his content. Some of them I have watched and I've enjoyed it. The earlier content I haven't watched in the recent couple of years. The old content was like really funny. I don't really prefer the content which is abusing too much, so I don't watch it. That's simple. But I think he has a lot of potential to grow and probably become the Indian PewDiePie because he knows a lot of things. He knows how to handle audience, which is the biggest thing, and he has got talent as well. He writes really good some of the songs, and yes, I have heard his song. So I think he has a lot of potential. I don't know what he's doing nowadays because I haven't watched any of the content in the last few months or something. I was busy in creating my own content, but I think he has got a lot of potential. Okay, did you hire a designer for your LCO website or you designed it by yourself? No, we didn't hire yet any designer. I did hired one designer once for designing the certificates of LCO. He did a great job, but end of the day, I actually manipulated them a little bit more according to my liking. But he did a great job. I think his name was Akash. Yes, I think. So yes, we hired once a designer for designing the certificates, but apart from them, I do. Where do you live? Do you want to come to my home? No, I'm not the kind of a person you visit at home. Not very welcoming type on that case. I don't welcome anybody here. How do you get motivated to do stuff daily? I don't know. What else I'll be doing? This is the best thing I do. Making videos and stuff. Like this is the best thing that I have to make content, and if the YouTube goes away, I would still be making content on Instagram or somewhere else because making videos is something that I love. This is what I like. Coding and those stuff is definitely great. I'll be keep on doing it. That's the one thing. But recording videos, making videos, that's the best thing. I don't want to keep on making the videos that I was making 5 years ago. Whatever I'm making videos today, I want to make better videos tomorrow. That's the only goal. Okay, so this was a super chat by Akshay Kumar. Okay, we're getting good stuff here. Getting a super chat from Akshay Kumar, getting a super chat from Gaurav Vlogs. Love, come on. If that's not famous, what it is? Future of jQuery. A little bit shaky because people are getting rid of jQuery. They're moving on to, like, surely jQuery can also do entire single page application. In fact, jQuery was the first one to implement or give the born birth to the idea of the single page application. But better things are here, so this is the fact that eventually things go away. Suggest me difficult Flutter project. Okay, what do you consider difficult? Tic-tac-toe? Because there are a lot of people who consider tic-tac-toe as a difficult project. Or do you consider e-commerce application as difficult one? Because I consider that an easy one. What do you think? An Uber app, that is difficult because for a lot of programmers who are way above me are going to consider that as an easy one. So what do you think as difficult? Tips for new YouTubers. Okay. Uh, no, I'm not that YouTuber who gives tips for the new YouTubers. I think the only thing that I can say to the new YouTubers is if you enjoy the video making process, then only come into it. If you're coming up to just rely on it forever, then I don't think so. You will be surviving here for long. So if you don't enjoy it, okay. Anirban is again here. Thanks for replying. Yes, I'm from Bengal. Samprit is also from Bengal. Samprit is the lead developer here. He's also from Bengal, currently in Bengal as well. So probably you guys can hang out. Okay. Deep learning course. There are a lot of courses in pipeline, but I cannot tell you which one is going to come up next, which one is going to bubble up next. How do you get motivated and not get distracted? Who says I don't get distracted? Who says it? I'm not immune to that. I'm not immune to the hate comments. I'm not immune to the distraction. I'm not immune to watch another Netflix series. I do all of it just like you. But the only thing is, I sometimes have a better self realization that which one is good for me. Watching another Netflix series entirety of the night, or to get up on time and probably record more videos so that more audience can enjoy it. Again, it's just a realization part. Okay, sir, can you make a course on Flask? No, I'm not going to be making any course on Flask. Django is just rolled out. Yes, I know. I haven't posted on YouTube. My bad. I will just increase the price probably tonight, and then we'll roll out a video tomorrow on YouTube so that rest of the people can watch it. So yeah, you're definitely addicted to Instagram. Yeah, you can say that. I am like insanely active on Instagram. Uh, I won't be much active tomorrow, but apart from that, I'm usually super active there. Okay. Okay. Watching here from Philippines. That's a beautiful place. You are at a beautiful place. Philippines is like so nice. And one thing that I like about the Philippines is how so many people speak so good English there. That's the one best thing about the Philippines I love. English is not really that comfortable in variety of European countries, but in Philippines, it's just like, normal, very normal, and a beautiful country too. So say hello to all of the Philippines friend from my side. Okay. Sayali, there's a super chat. I am confused of whether to start competitive programming or better at actual web app development. Actually, I'm working as an app developer in MNC. So if you're already working an app developer in MNC, then probably you might be already having experience in web and app. If not, then getting first a good experience in that and probably create a few apps on your own, because I can understand the bigger the organization, you don't finish the entire app on your own. You just work on a chunk of it, and that actually somehow increase your experience in working the team, but you'd never get an experience on completing a full-fledged app on your own. So if that is your case, I highly recommend to get enrolled in some of my Mern or some courses at just 199 rupees. Probably just adding 100 rupees more to your super chat, you can just grab a course on it. It's probably like 100 videos. And once you finish that, then you will realize that doing these competitive programming is much more easier for you now. Competitive programming can be sometimes really, really challenging. Understanding the question part is the really challenging one. So my recommendation is always on the side is first get more experience of programming, more experience of how to build the things in that from end to end, then start with the DSA and then competitive programming. That's usually the track that I recommend to everybody. So go ahead and start with the same track. First, finish the language. You probably have already done it. You don't need it. And then finish the application end to end, then move into the DSA course and then competitive programming. So, yeah. Okay, so we're going to take just a couple more questions because this is all done. Scope of cloud computing at the top, at the very, very top. Okay. Hello, Tej. What's your opinion in the state management in Flutter? It's horrible. Even though we have a block structure and everything, I still would recommend anybody that you should use Redux in the Flutter too. Satvik, which dish do you like? I prefer vegetarian food, and as long as it's vegetarian, give me anything. I have no choice, nothing at all. After traveling these so many of the countries, you start losing your choices on that. Like, this is what I like, this is I what I don't like. You eat whatever is given to you. Thank you so much, Emmanuel, for the super chat. I really appreciate that, and you have a nice name too. Peter, thank you so much for super chat. And really, I think you guys forgot to. Oh, we got almost 800 people watching. Didn't notice that. Too many people are watching. I think we can grab enough of the people on Insta Live too. I cannot promise tomorrow because tomorrow is going to be a little bit busy day. But probably on Monday we can do another live on Insta. I really want to do Insta Live. I really, really want to, but I don't get time of that. I want more time of to go live and have fun on Insta. How many days you work out? In 2020, that's not fixed. Before 2020, I was working out like sometimes even 7 days continuously. But nowadays, like 2 or 3 days in a week. I'm just trying to stay decently fit. But again, 2020 is not the day, not the year when I want to like have that. So it's not really fixed. But 2 or 3 days in a week is like what I'm targeting. Okay, so have you ever visited Chhattisgarh? Yep, I have visited almost every state. Yeah. Himanshu says, how is Node, Express, and Mongo for Flutter? Suggest a daily timetable for coding, please. Node and Express and Mongo is absolutely rock solid for Flutter. In fact, for anything that can handle API, because the APIs in Node Express is like so versatile and so good to maintain for even the scalable projects. So I think, yeah, it's 100% go for it, no problem. Suggest a daily timetable for coding, please. I don't have timetable for it because my entirety day is here in the chair. Majority of the day. My iced tea is here. Sometimes even food is here. But again, I don't follow any timetable. Whatever the time I get, I try to divide it based on the priorities. Like the highest priority person gets the highest one. But again, I don't have any fixed timetable for that. I have never made one. Okay, Kumar Survey says, after watching your Fang video, I came to conclude that you are a very kind-hearted guy. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your kind words. Give some features on your YouTube join button. I'm looking forward to join. I really wish that I can, but I'm already providing whatever the best I can for free. Like I don't have anything more to put it behind the join payment barrier. If I have something on the payment barrier, it's there on Learn Code Online, still just 100 rupees or 199 or 200 rupees, 500 rupees, something. So I will look forward if I have something more to share with you behind the join button. But again, I don't have much there. I just am serving at my best whatever I can. But thank you so much. Your kind words really means a lot in the world uh, where people throw up so much of the shit in the comment section. You have been really kind on me. So thank you so much. Okay, since it's the time to go, people are just putting a back to back these super chats. Please, no more super chats now. We need to go. I need to go. Piyush says, I want to be an Android and iOS developer. Should I start with Java? Done with the front end on LCO. Want to work on AI? Confused? Guide me, Hitesh. I would recommend just take my free course on JavaScript and move on to React Native, or just take the Dart and Flutter bundle. That's going to be much more easier for you if your goal is Android and iOS development, because the other path which you're looking for with Java, then Swift, is going to be really, really long and a bit boring too. But I would suggest you that start with a React Native, or Flutter would be much more fancier and easier. So start with the Dart and Flutter bundle. So again, final note, Dart and Flutter bundle should be the one that you should take up next, and you will be all having fun. Emmanuel says, Java versus Python versus Node with respect to web and app development. What are the strengths of each of them? Java, I don't think so. What's the strength in Java now? Because everything can be done in the other languages too, and they are not that much verbose. So apart from maintaining the legacy code, I don't see much of the strength there. Python rapid development, like Python and Django is like so much fast because so much is right out of the box. I think within a week you can finish. Like week is way more. You can finish it up in Python, and the API handling in Python and Django is like way faster. Node, much easier, much scalable, much maintainable. I think I've done enough of the justice of saying all of them. If I had to choose in whatever you're doing, I would be looking between Python and Node. Java, again, programmers are expensive. The project maintenance is a nightmare. If you are not like really a multi-million dollar company, it's going to be difficult. How is Node? Okay. I think I have answered all of the questions, looks like. Okay, Dipanshu. Hi, sir. I am Dipanshu. You are great. Thank you so much, Dipanshu. You are very great too. Okay. Some people are like really, really kind, and I really, really appreciate because, okay, last final thought before, and please don't do any super chat because I'm going to miss that. So I don't want to do that. Here's the final thing that I wanted to share. It's very important that you stay kind because kindness is something which nobody can force you to be. And even your small kindness act can make somebody's entire day. And if it's just replying a smiley on somebody's stories or just saying thank you or kind words can make somebody's days. Because remember, there are already enough of people who are just throwing garbage everywhere in the comment section and everywhere. So if you like somebody's content, I'm not talking about my content. I'm pretty sure you're watching thousands of other programmers, thousands of other stand-up comedians, and probably other people too. If you like their content, just put a smiley there and just say thank you. It's going to mean so much for them. I'm not talking just about for me. If you like my content, that's great. If not, that's okay. But again, if you find anybody's content good enough, just don't forget to be kind on them and say thank you. It's important to keep on flourishing this creative community. So again, do that. So that's it with that final note, and that's all what we're going to doing. So nighty night, all of you, and keep on writing amazing code. And don't forget to tag me up on whatever you are creating. I am trying my best to share it so that more people can have it, can look at your work. So whatever you are building up, tag me up there, and I'll surely reshare. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye, and thanks for joining up. Follow me up on Instagram too. Like, as I said, I'm a little bit addicted on that side. Bye-bye, and have a good night.